Greetings and welcome to HotCopper's latest watch list. I'm John Davidson and we're stepping outside of Australia today to look at London-listed company Avation PLC to discuss a recent contract win for the company. To explain, we're joined today by the company's Investment Relations Director, Tim Bacchus. Tim, thanks for being here today and thanks for joining us all the way from Hong Kong. Now, this second placement with Cambodia Airways highlights a growing partnership. Can you comment on the value of repeat customers in enhancing portfolio quality and reducing risk?
Thanks, John. So when you have a repeat customer as an aircraft lessor, that you get a number of benefits from that. One of the key things is that you essentially lower the cost of the scale of a transaction. So if we're doing multiple aircraft with one airline, we can use the same set of lease documents, the same template essentially for each transaction. The airline also has this benefit as well. We also benefit from our negotiations with the manufacturer, so that when we have this aircraft spec'd out with the manufacturer ATR in this case, they're using the same template for each aircraft in that transaction. And so there's a set of lower costs basically as you get more to scale and as you do more business with one customer. There's another benefit as well, but this is not necessarily with new aircraft, but rather with keeping old customers, and that is lower transition costs. If we have an aircraft on lease with an airline and we have a choice to put that aircraft after the lease is over with another airline or keep it with the same customer, it's much lower cost for us to keep it with that same airline. And so there's a benefit there as well. Now, the flip side to having repeat customers and increasing your exposure to any one customer is that you get higher concentration limits, more risk, if you will, with that. But we as a company are diversifying our own customer base. We've got 16 airlines in 15 countries at the moment. We've just added our first airline in South America, so we're diversifying geographically, and Cambodia is a new repeat customer for us in 2026.
With this aircraft representing the fourth from the ATR 72-600 order book, could you reflect on how this progress demonstrates disciplined execution of the company's fleet strategy?
I think, Jonathan, the key is that we have very measured growth in terms of the next few years for the company. So our current outstanding order book with ATR is for 9 aircraft. We've just placed the first aircraft with a new customer in Korea in December 2026. As you mentioned, this will be the 4th aircraft. It'll be the 2nd aircraft with Cambodia Airways. But up until the end of our fiscal year ending June 2028, we will be adding these 9 aircraft. And so we'll be moving our fleet from 33 aircraft today to 42 aircraft. And so I think the key for investors is to see that measured disciplined growth. We also have 24 purchase rights with ATR, and we will be looking at potentially how we might exercise those options and purchase rights in the coming years for growth after fiscal year 2028.
So look, synthesising this all together for the listeners or the watchers at home, as more aircraft from the ATR program are placed on these long-term leases, what does this mean for Avation's long-term value story for shareholders?
I think probably there's a couple things that are happening here. One is that as we place new aircraft, these are on 12-year leases with the customer, generally speaking. And so if you look at our current average remaining lease term with the existing leases we have, we're at about 4 years plus. Pre-COVID, we were at something like 6 to 7. And if you look at many of the listed peers around the world, they're in this sort of range of around 6-7 years. We will be extending our average lease remaining term as we place these new 9 aircraft into 12-year leases. You can see the growth then in there. And that is good for the investor because it defines certain contracted lease flows and cash flows in the future. So the longer lease remaining term is a good thing for shareholders. The other thing is that it's just clearly, again, about the growth, basically. And so that we are defining a well-defined and clear path for growth in terms of building our NAV in the company.
Avation PLC Investment Relations Director Tim Bacchus, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.